Okay, so you've lived in your house for some time now. You're not thinking about selling at all, but you want to upgrade your house and you want to make smart updates. So I get so many questions about this all the time. And I feel like as a realtor, even though I'm not a designer, even though I would love to be, I really do know what people should do to their homes to create value without breaking the bank. So I thought I would share with you some of the ideas that I have that really increase the value of your home, and they're kind of timeless. If you live in your house for, let's say, 20 years and nothing's wrong with it, and you keep it clean, you keep it up to date as far as the things that need to be done with maintenance, that is a fantastic thing to do. And that is really good for your house. But that doesn't help you a lot, at least here in Charleston, South Carolina, with home value. And it's a kind of a sad situation, but our houses here are worth so much money that the average person can't afford them. What you would think would be an entry-level house all of a sudden is $1 million. And that is not good. So you got to update your homes. So if you're just living in your house, you don't want to move, there are things you can do. And I thought I'd give you those ideas right now. So I will tell you right now that a fresh coat of paint on everything makes all the difference in the world. And while you're living there, if you don't want to make it white or a light color and you want to add your personality, I think that's fantastic, because while you're in your house, you have to love it. But if you haven't painted it forever and it's, banged up, and just paint it, fresh coat of paint. And I will tell you that a slightly lighter color brings a whole new outlook to the space. So think about color choices. The other thing that goes without notice all the time is baseboards and the trim. So people might paint their walls, but their baseboards are still knocked up and banged up, or let's be honest, they're just dirty from years of touching. After you start wiping them down after a while, they're not always just fresh and crisp. So a fresh coat of paint on that is another great thing to do. Flooring. Nobody wants carpet. I actually like carpet in bedrooms. I do. I think it's cozy and it's warm. But my house right now doesn't have any carpet, and I like that too. So if you like carpet and you're living in your house, replace the carpet for yourself. Enjoy it. It's so much cleaner. All the allergens, the dust mites, it's gone. Replace it. But just know that if you replace in your home with carpet, the buyer that comes along is not even, 10 years down the road or 5 years down the road, they're not going to go, ooh, you have new carpet. They don't care. They don't want your yucky carpet. So if you want carpet, replace it for you. But don't think that in 5 or 10 years that carpet's going to make a huge difference in the sale, because it might actually hurt you. Another thing that you can do that is huge is replace your doorknobs and your door hinges. So if you have old gold, I know that brass is coming back in, but the new brass is not the same as the old brass. And today, mixed metals, so like black knobs and handles, doorknobs, and your hinges will go with a gold in your kitchen. It's kind of crazy. So not everything has to be matchy-matchy, but you should go through your house, and if everything is an old gold or brass, replace it with black or brushed nickel. But black is really what we see a lot of here in Charleston. So that's a great upgrade. It can get pricey, but we're talking a couple $100s for a huge impact. Another thing, I'm just looking around my house. Another thing that you can do is replace your light switch covers. If they're old, dingy, cracked, broken, I see people's have cracks in them all the time because they're just plastic. If you don't want to update with something really nice, it's fine. Just go get new ones from Home Depot. Get the contractor pack. A lot of people end up missing the screws that are in there. So you might have $1 million house, but your light switch covers are cracked or have a screw missing, and nobody wants to see that. It's just like the earrings on an outfit. It's just not complete. So that's a great thing to change out as well. Here's another great thing for you. Light fixtures. Light fixtures, if you have a fluorescent light for any reason in today's day and age, just take it out. Nobody wants the fluorescent light, and you probably don't notice it anymore. And if you do notice it, I'm pretty sure you don't like it. So take it out. If you don't know what to do, you could do recessed lighting, because I know that in kitchens there's fluorescent lights. But if you replace that fluorescent light with recessed lighting, I mean, that's a great update, and that is timeless. So think about doing that. I call them boob lights. In closets, you'll still see boob lights. I was in a house just last week and they had boob lights in their entryway. You definitely don't want that. Replace them. You can do, again, go to Lowe's and get something that's still contractor grade, but it's got a more modern look. You will love being in your house doing these little repairs. Changes the look of everything, makes it feel fresh, and you're not moving, you're just giving it a facelift. You will love it. I'll tell you another thing, air conditioning grates. These air conditioning grates, over time, they get condensation on them, so dust sticks to them. They're not really white anymore. If you want to do a great upgrade, these, again, it's just like earrings on the outfit. Replace them or take them down, spray paint them. That's free. I mean, a can of spray paint is like $10. So another thing, I said the door knobs and hinges on all your doors. Well, your cabinets in your kitchen. Those, replacing the knobs on your cabinets in your kitchen and your bathrooms, oh my gosh, it updates a house like crazy. Easy fix. And yeah, they can be expensive, but if you go to Amazon, you have almost every option out there and it's so much cheaper. So definitely check that out. So my big tips for not moving and staying in your house and just updating and making it feel fresh is paint, flooring, doorknobs on your doors and hinges, along with, don't forget your door stoppers. Those have to match your handles. Light fixtures, easy update. Pick something you like, but just update the space. You'll love it, I promise. Light switch plate covers, AC grates, all easy things to do inside. Now, switching gears. If you want to move and you haven't updated your house, so many people say to me, and this is a whole different topic, could be a different video, but it's along the same line, so I thought we'd talk about it. People say to me, I don't want to update because I'm going to pick things that the buyer doesn't like. I get that. Very valid thought. However, you're never going to get as much for your house not updated as you would updated. And a buyer's always going to put a lower price on the house than it would cost you to do the updates. So my big push is for people to do the upgrades that make sense. I understand not everyone can break the bank in updating their house, and I don't want you to do that. I want you to make smart decisions when it comes to updating. But if you've lived in your house for 20 years and it's in fantastic condition, same example I gave in the beginning of the video, it's in great shape. Maybe you've replaced the roof. Maybe you've replaced some windows, or the HVAC, put in a tankless hot water heater. All those things are great, but unfortunately, when the buyer walks into the house, they're looking at the cosmetics. Even though they still want those things done, the important system things, they're looking at the cosmetics. You will always do worse on your house without the updates. So if I were going to do updates in a house to sell, I first look at paint, like I said, every surface, even your ceiling. Honestly, if your house is 15 to 20 years old and you've never painted the ceiling, chances are it's a cream or it has a little yellow in it. Replacing that paint with something that's white makes a huge difference. It makes your house look whiter and brighter. And that's what people want, clean and bright. I would definitely do that. Paint everything, trim, ceilings, baseboards, walls. Not every house needs it, but that is a huge improvement. If you have carpet upstairs and it needs replaced, I know it's a pain to move your furniture out or to pay extra to get them to do it. But even if you don't want to go through the expense of putting in hardwoods, replace the carpet. People are paying so much money here for houses. They don't have the money to come in and redo everything and pay top dollar. The market shifted. It's just the way it is. You've got to do something with your floor. If it's old carpet, replace it. Now, moving to the kitchen. Kitchens and bathrooms sell houses all day long. So first, people have to walk in, it has to feel good. It has to be clean. If the kitchen is updated, they can see themselves moving in and doing life. That is a huge thing you can do. I have good contractors. I have people that can do quick countertops that aren't charging an arm and a leg. But I suggest updating counters if it needs it. If you have one of those elevated bars in your kitchen, like I did in my last house, I had a bar top. I brought it down to make it a counter height with counter stools. That is a great update. It makes you then compete with the new houses. None of the new houses have the bar. They all have counter height. So I would bring that down. It is not expensive. You just need the right people to help you. So I would bring that down, put new counters in. And if you need a new backsplash because yours is way too outdated or you don't have a backsplash, 100% put one in. Don't do something too taste specific, but just put it in. It makes people see themselves in your space, even if they don't like it. And that gets you more money. That's why I recommend it. Again, light fixtures, backsplash. If you're doing a backsplash, sometimes it's easy to put some under cabinet lighting in before the backsplash goes in. Makes a world of difference. Again, people see bright, they think clean, and they pay more. It's a fact. Lighting. Lighting is so important. These are the little lighting, ceiling fans and lighting. If you can replace your 5-blade fans with 3-blade fans, all the difference in the world. It's just an updated piece that everybody wants to see. If you've got your bar lowered, new countertops, and a backsplash, everything looks better. You don't always have to paint your cabinets if they're not white. White is actually always preferred, but we've got the wood coming back in, the lighter wood look. So don't just go painting your counters or your cabinets. If you have a question about that, call me because I can brainstorm with you. If your cabinets are beat up or bad, yeah, we got to talk about what to do. But again, just those general updates in the kitchen make a huge difference. In the master bathroom, same thing. Knobs in the kitchen as well. Updates everything. Light fixtures, faucets, all of that makes a huge difference. I would recommend it all day long. You don't have to do anything fancy. You just have to have it look to today's standards. I have so many tips about what to do to update your house. Again, it's not that I want you to spend a lot of money. It's that I want you to spend the right money to get the right updates to give you the most money in your sale. So it's always about return on investment. So many things I can tell you about this subject. To stay in your house and to sell your house, it is different. If you're staying, like I said, do not do something to your house that you don't like, but know that you might be doing it not for sale. And when you go to sell it, somebody may not like it. That's okay. You got to live in your house. I will tell you this though, parting thoughts. Never once have I had someone do updates to their house to sell it that didn't say, oh my gosh, I wish I would have done this sooner and really enjoyed it while I lived here. And that is why I know that doing little updates to your house, it matters. Your home is your castle. Your home is where you love to be. It's where you feel peace and solitude. Don't live in a house that you really want to update little parts of for the extended period of time and do all the updating to leave. It's really such a shame. And everybody says it to me. Please call me with any questions. I can help you with updates. I'm not a designer, don't pretend to be, but I do know what sells. Give me a call. Looking forward to talking to you. Thanks so much for listening.